Okay, so I'm Kimberly Whittington. So we're going to be doing a full body workout today. It'll be two circuits that consist of 2 rounds. So the first round will be all standing. The second round will be all on your mat. And we will need some weights. So if you have weights, you'll need them. We're doing bicep curls and some back flies. So I like to have a heavier set of weights and then a lighter set of weights, but feel free to not use weights at all if that's doesn't work for you. So do what works for you. And then again, I always say this, but if there's an exercise that I'm doing that doesn't feel right or feel good, feel free to change it up to an exercise that fits your workout style. So we're going to start with a warm up. So I'm going to scoot back here, make sure you have plenty of room. And plenty of room around you, because we will be moving from side to side today, so you want to make sure you have room on both sides of you. We're going to start with big arm circles backwards. So your weight should be evenly distributed on your feet. Stand up nice and tall. Try to make those circles as big as you can possibly get them. So we're going back here, so I'm moving my hands back behind me. We're going to switch this up and we're going to go forward in 3, 2, and 1. So now we'll go forward. So same movement, different direction. We'll go 3, 2, 1. So I'm going to do a twist. So my feet are planted on the ground. I'm going to twist and look behind me. So here we're trying to wring out our spine and loosen it up a little bit. This is my favorite stretch. And it helps when you twist to look over your shoulder and your gaze. The farther you look with your gaze, the more of a twist you're going to feel. Three, 2, and 1. So we are going to warm up our quads because we have quite a few squats today. So we're just going to do 5 regular squats. So no weight, hands are out in front of you, chest is up, that's 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to go into butt kickers. So use your heel to kick your butt. Three, 2, and 1. So hands are palms up. We're going to go out to the side and across in the front. So I like to alternate my left on top and then my right on top. So really swing those arms. And then we're going to switch and we're going to go palms down now. So palms down and out and across. For 3, 2, and 1. So I'm going to go hands up above my head. I'm going to fold forward, reach for my toes, and bounce for 3, 2, 1. And then I'm going to reach up to the sky, and I'm going to do a slight back bend, look behind me, and then fold forward again, and bounce for 3, 2, and 1. And then up, look behind you, little back bend, and fold forward. We'll do this a couple more times. So if you can't reach the floor, it doesn't matter. Just let yourself bounce, and then up, look behind you, open up your sternum in front of the body, and fold for 3, 2, and 1. And we're going to do this one more time. So look behind you, and good. We're going to do our chin to our chest. And then we're going to rotate our ear to our shoulder, and then chin to ceiling and back around. So we're going to do this, let's do about 10 times. Doesn't matter which direction you start. We're going to switch. So really try to exaggerate pushing your chin to your chest And trying to get your ear as close as you can to your shoulder. We'll do 2 more. 1 and 2. And now we're going to switch directions. So whatever direction you were going before, you should hear a little bit of cracking and popping. That's okay. And we'll do 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. All right, back to big arm circles backwards. So get those circles as big as you can. For 3, 2, and 1, and now we're going to go forward. Big arm circles forward. My dryer just kicked on. Sorry if you heard that. For 3, 2, and 1. So we're going to do some squats. We're doing 5 squats. So we're going to go down, squat for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and butt kickers. So we do have a lot of squats today. For those that ski, this will be really good for you. So we're going to do 3 different rounds of squats: a sumo squat, a regular squat, and then a side step squat. So kind of heavy on legs today. It's good for us. They're what holds up our bodies. 3, 2, and 1. We're going to go palms up, out, and across. For 3, 2, and 1. So now palms down and out and across. Three, 2, and 1. So now we're going to go, hands are up in the air. We're going to come down and bounce for 3. We're going to do 5 of these. So 3, 2, 1. Reach up to the ceiling, small back bend, and pull forward. So here, try to keep your knees fairly straight, so not bending in the knees. And up, down. The straighter you keep your legs and your knees, the more of a stretch you're going to feel through the back of the body. Let's go 2 more. 3, 2, 1. Look at the ceiling. Back bend and fold forward. Last time. 3, 2, and 1. All right. Oh, got some popping going on. That's good. So for our first round of 5 exercises, all standing, you will need 1 weight. We're going to start with sumo squats. So each time we do a round of squats, we're going to have something in between. So for our sumo squats, I'm going to use a weight. You don't have to use a weight if you don't want to. I just like to be able to hold something. So I'm going to do class just a little bit different today. So instead of counting our reps, I'm going to do everything for 1 minute. So we'll see if we get more reps or less reps. So for a sumo squat, I want to make sure that my feet are pretty far apart and my toes are slightly pointed outward, right? So my knees are going to track over my toe. And the idea is that when I come down into a squat, I kind of look like a sumo wrestler, right? So what's really important with this one is that you're keeping your chest upright. Roll your shoulders back and down. So we're going to start our 60 seconds of squats in 3, 2, 1. So you don't have to go super fast. What I want you to think about is keeping your chest up and keeping your knees tracking over your toes. I like to look at something in front of me because a lot of times we'll want to look at the floor, and that makes us fold forward. So try not to do that. If you're not using a weight, you can just keep your hands out in front of you. And it doesn't matter how you hold the weight. I like to let it hang so that I'm not using my upper body to hold it, but I'm lifting with my legs. Okay, we've got a few more seconds here, about 10. So stand all the way up, squeeze those quads at the top. 3, 2, and 1. All right. So we're gonna go into bicep curls. You'll need 2 weights for this one. And today we're gonna do hammer curls. So there's a couple different ways to do bicep curls. This one is just keeping your palms facing each other like this. And you're gonna bring the weight up to your shoulders and then slowly lower back down. So we're gonna start now. So bring the weight to your shoulders, slowly lower down. This one is not about how fast you can do it, but really using the negative. So instead of letting the weight fall to your side, you want to move the weight, control the movement. Make sure you're standing up nice and tall. Shoulders should be back and down. Let's keep going. We've got about 15 seconds left. Let's do 2 more. 2 and 1. All right, so now we're going to go into a regular squat. You can use weight if you'd like. I'm not going to use weight. So with a regular squat, we want our feet parallel, at least hip width apart. Okay, so knees track over toes, same deal. Weight should be in your heels, right? So I should be able to lift my toes up off the floor when I squat down. So we're going to start here in 3, 2, 1. So again, it's not about going super fast. It's about controlling the movement and doing the movement properly. So make sure, again, your chest is upright. I like to keep my hands in front of me because it makes me keep my chest lifted. So if you can come down to where your quads are parallel to the floor, that's great. If you can't and that doesn't feel comfortable, maybe you're just doing a smaller squat. So do what feels comfortable for your body. Again, weight should be in your heels. And you don't want to fall over backwards. So kind of play with how you shift your weight from your toes to your heels. 10 seconds to go. Let's do 2 more. 2 and 1. Okay, so we're going to go into back flies. So if you have weight or a couple different weights, this is where you're going to want to use your lighter weight. I know some people like to fill water bottles and they just use water bottles as weight. That works too. So with a back fly, I think we did this one a few weeks ago and we used the wall. But today we're just going to stand here. Knees should be soft. So I'm not squatting, but I'm keeping my knees soft. And for this one, I am going to fold forward. So I'm keeping my back flat. You're going to extend your arms, and then you're going to fly back like this, and then together. I'm going to switch this way so I can see the clock. So again, feet are together, knees are soft, fold forward slightly, come out to the side, and we'll start now. What I like to think about with a back fly is I'm trying to pinch a quarter between my shoulder blades. So when I come up and fly out to the side, I'm really squeezing my shoulder blades together as much as I can. Slowly lower the weight, so don't let it fall. We've got about 15 seconds. So keep moving here, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Let's do 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Whew. All right, so we're gonna put our weights down. This is our last set of squats. So like I said, we're really heavy on the legs today. So we're gonna do what I call a side step squat. This one takes a lot of thinking because you wanna make sure that you're doing it right and you're dropping your hips right between your knees, kind of. So it looks like this. So I'm gonna step to the side, squat down, together, step to the side, squat down. So if I try to move too fast, I end up shifting my weight and doing a squat like this. Don't want you to do that. I want you to drop your hips right between your knees, step together. Okay, so we're gonna go for 1 minute. We'll go in 3, 2, 1. So step to the side, squat, together, squat. So I like to step, stop, then squat. Keep moving, do the best you can. Squats are really great for us because they help our joints. So like they make our knees stronger, and especially if you do any kind of athletics, you need strong knees. So keep going here. We've got about 10 seconds. Let's go 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so that completes our first round. We're gonna do all of that one more time. And then we're gonna move to the mat. So this is your time to grab a drink of water if you need it. Catch your breath. Right. So we're gonna start with sumo squats again. So I'm gonna use a weight. You don't have to use a weight. So with the sumo squats, you wanna make sure that you're starting in the right stance. So feet are apart, pretty far apart, farther apart than you think you need them. And then when I come down, I'm not lifting the weight, I'm just letting the weight hang, trying to get those quads parallel to the floor if you can, and then come up. So with the sumo squat, you're gonna be able to go a little bit deeper than you would with a regular squat. So do the best you can. We're gonna go for 1 minute. We're gonna start in 3, 2, 1. So drop your hips down and up. Remember, keep your chest upright. Stare at the computer screen in front of you, not at the floor. You're a little over halfway. So when you stand up, really power through the quads, squeeze your quads at the top. So you're fully extending at the top and then dropping down. We're almost there. Let's go 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. All right, so we have bicep curls. You're gonna need 2 weights. Hammer bicep curl. So here I wanna make sure that my weight is evenly distributed on my feet. And from here, I'm bringing the weight up to my shoulders, slowly back down for a hammer curl. So we'll start in 3, 2, 1. So hammer curl up to the shoulders, slowly come down. So you can go a little bit faster on this one. What I want you to think about is moving the weight and not letting it fall down. Keep going, we're a little over halfway. Make sure you're standing up nice and tall. Roll your shoulders back and down. Don't slouch forward. Let's do 3 more. For 3, 2, and 1. Nice. All right, so we're gonna drop the weight, regular squats. So I'm gonna turn sideways so you guys can see me. For this squat, our feet are shoulder width apart. We're gonna squat right down like you're sitting into a chair. I'm gonna sit down in my chair and come back up. So regular squat. We're gonna start in 3, 2, 1. So come down, try to get those quads parallel if you can. Weight is in the heels. I like to keep my hands out in front of me. Sometimes I even do this. Keep my my arms parallel to the floor. It just keeps my shoulder or my chest upright, so I'm not folding. Some people are really, really flexible, and so they're able to come down really far, but actually that's not very good for you, because what you don't want to happen is your tailbone to curl under and to break that squat. So only parallel, not below. Let's do 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. Okay. Back fly. So if you have a lighter weight, this is where we're using it. So again, for our back fly, feet are together, knees are soft, and we're gonna fold at the hips slightly. Keep your back flat, so I don't wanna see this. So try to stick your butt out, flatten your back, roll your shoulders back, and then we're gonna fly out to the side. So we're gonna start here, go. So I'm not folded all the way over, I'm just only folded over slightly. So again, act as if you are pinching a quarter between your shoulder blades. Squeeze at the top, slowly lower down. We're a little over halfway. See if we can we'll get 5 more in. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. All right, we're gonna go to side step squats. So this is our last round of squats. Give it everything you got. We're gonna take a small break after this, and then we're gonna go to the mat. So side step squat, starting with my feet together, stepping to the side, squatting, feet together, okay? So we're gonna start here in 3, 2, 1. So step, squat, together. So I don't mind if you move fast. I just want you to move correctly, right? So drop the hips right between the knees. Shouldn't be doing any kind of weird stuff with my knees where I'm off centered, right? So I'm going to drop straight down, back together. So step, squat, together, step, squat, together. We're about halfway. You don't want your knees to cave in on this one. So again, trying to keep the knees tracking over the toes. Let's do 2 more. 2 and 1. Nice work. Okay. So we're going to take about 90 seconds here to catch our breath. We're going to move to the mat. So when we come to the mat, we are going to need one weight. It's up to you whether you want to use a light weight or a heavy weight. We're going to be doing crunches with it. So if you have really strong abs, you could probably use a heavier weight. I'm going to use an 8, but I would say 5 is probably perfect. I just only have 8s and 3s, so I'm going to move my clock so I can time us. So our second round will also be timed. You want to make sure that you have plenty of room for your legs to move around because we are going to do some leg scissors. And you actually don't need any room above your head because we're not going to be doing that today. So we have 5 exercises, 2 rounds. We're going to be doing a weighted crunch, leg scissors, Superman, planks, and then a knee to head crunch. Whew. So to start our next circuit, we're going to start with our weight. So I'm going to slowly make my way down to the floor. So I'm going to be laying on my back. And then from here, get comfortable. I want to pull my heels in close to my butt. And then I'm going to push the weight up so my arms are straight. My arms are not going to be bending, okay? So from here, I'm going to crunch up, trying to bring the weight as far as I can over my knees and then slowly back down. So we're going to bring it up and then back down. So we're going to do this for a minute. So nice and controlled. Ready, set, go. So push the weight up to your knees and then come back. So when you come back to neutral, the weight should be about over your chest. So try not to let it move over your face, just in case you should drop it. So nice and controlled, squeeze those abs, and try to get your shoulder blades as high as you can off the floor. If you don't have a weight, or you're not using a weight, you're going to do this just the same. You can pretend you have a weight. You can hold your hands together and push your hands over your knees. We're almost there. We have 10 seconds to go. So let's do 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. All right. So go ahead and slowly set that weight on the floor. So for our next one, we're going to do some leg scissors. I like to keep my hands underneath my butt because it gives me more leverage with my legs. But you can also have your hands just out to the side next to your hips. So whatever works for you. I like to make a diamond with my hand or my fingers and then put that diamond underneath my tailbone. So from here, I'm going to have one leg straight up in the air and one leg straight down. And then I'm going to leg scissor just like this. So I'm really using my lower abdominals to hold my weight, hold my leg above the floor. So we're going to start in 3, 2, 1. So we're alternating Left foot up, right foot up. So if you can, really try to keep your legs straight. We're not bending at the knees here, right? So our legs should be straight like scissors. And I like to think about pointing my toes toward my face. And it helps you engage your lower abdominals a little bit more. So here again, it's not about how fast you can do. It's about controlling the movement. We're halfway. So really squeeze those lower abdominals. Stay strong. Let's do 5 more. So 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Let your legs fall to the floor. We are going to be flipping over onto our stomach for Supermans and planks. So I'm going to turn around here. So for this one, you actually will need some space above you. So make sure you have plenty of space above your mat when you flip over. So what we're going to do here today, so it's a variation of Superman. So a lot of times when we do Superman, we're basically holding our legs and hands above the floor. But what we're going to do today is I'm going to plant my toes onto the mat. And then from here, I'm going to bring my hands out in front of me. But then I'm going to squeeze and bring my chest up off the floor. And then come down. I'm going to squeeze and come back and then down. So we're going to do this one for 45 seconds because this could get pretty intense. So we're going to start in 3, 2, 1. So my hands are out in front of me. Bend the elbows, bring the chest up, and then back down. So here we're working our spinal erectors. Really good for posture. So think about really lifting the chest off the floor, squeezing through the back. Let's do 3 together. So arms are out in front. 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. All right, we're going to do some planking. So instead of doing a full minute, we're going to break it up into two 30-second intervals, right? So I'm going to come onto my elbows. You can come up onto your hands if that's more comfortable for you. Either way, we're going to tuck our toes under. We're going to come up into a plank. We're going to hold it for 30 seconds, okay? So not quite yet. We're going to start in 3, 2, 1. So go ahead and come up into your plank. Your gaze should be at your hands. So you're keeping your spine as straight as you possibly can. So really try not to let the back dip or push the butt up. So a nice solid plank here. We only have 7 seconds to go. For 3, 2, 1. So go ahead and come down. Whew. Break for a second, and then we're going to come back up for another 30 seconds. All right, starting in 3, 2, 1. Come up into that solid plank. Your shoulders should be over your elbows. Gaze is at your hands. I like to flex my quads, and it helps me keep a more solid plank. It helps lift slightly. We are almost there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, we're going to flip back over for one more set of crunches, and then we're going to start this round again. So I'm going to make my way to my back. I call this a knee to head crunch. You either hate it or you love it. I think it's really great for the upper and the lower abdominals. So what I'm going to do is bring my hands behind my head. Try not to pull on your head. I know that's really hard. Sometimes I forget because my abs start to cramp up and I'm like, oh. So really think about that. Feet are together, knees are together. So I'm going to start here and then I'm going to bring my knees to my forehead and back down. So depending on your flexibility level, you may be able to get there, or it may be a little bit more difficult. So the idea is that you're just doing the movement. So again, we're going to be doing this for 60 seconds. We're going to start now. So crunch, bring your tailbone up off the floor, shoulder blades up off the floor, knees to the head, back down. So really think about lifting the shoulder blades up off the floor without pulling on your head. So a lot of times I'll bring my elbows in like this, but I'm not necessarily pulling on my head or my neck. It's kind of just a natural movement. Keep going here, we're a little over halfway. So squeeze, come together, slowly come back to neutral. Let's do 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, so take a minute to catch your breath. We're gonna do all of those things again one more time. And then we'll do a brief cool down. So, as a reminder, you're gonna need a weight to start the second round for our crunches. And so I'm gonna make my way back down onto my back. So I'm gonna bring my heels toward my butt, feet are together, knees are together. I'm gonna grab that weight. You can use a weight, you don't have to use a weight. If you're not using a weight, you're just basically gonna have your hands together like this. I like the weight because it just gives us that little extra push. So from here, I'm gonna crunch, weight comes over my knees, slowly lower back down. We're gonna start now. So go ahead and push that weight over your knees, come back to neutral. Slowly lower yourself down. Squeeze your upper abdominals as you push the weight over your knees. We're halfway. Again, if you cannot move the weight over your face, that's ideal. You want to just keep your wrist over your shoulders. We're really close. Let's go 5 together. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. So go ahead and put that weight on the floor. We're going to move into some leg scissors. So again, either hands under your butt or hands out to the side, doesn't really matter. We're going to go for 1 minute. So we're going to start one leg up straight, one leg straight on the ground. And we're going to start in 3, 2, 1. So just like this, trying to keep the legs as straight as you can. Realize it might look like we have a slight bend in our knees, but really, really pay attention to not bending your knees. Pull your toes toward your face. That always helps. So really try to hover that lower leg above the floor if you can, and not let it drop. This is our last round of everything. So give everything you got. We're almost there. Let's do 5 together. So 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, we're going to flip over for some modified Supermans and planks. So make your way to your stomach. Again, you're going to need room above your mat for your hands to come forward. So lying on your stomach, from here, my hands are out above my head. I'm going to tuck my toes under and press them into the floor. And this is going to give you a little bit more leverage when you come up. So we're going to do 45 seconds here. So we're going to start in 3, 2, 1. So come up, bring your elbows back, lift your chest, and then come forward. So up, again, squeeze those shoulder blades together. When you bring your elbows back, lift the chest up. Let's do 4 together. So hands out in front. Bring your chest up for 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Whew. So we're going to do some planking, 2 sets of 30 seconds. For my plank this time, I'm going to come up onto my hands. So if you have any wrist problems, this is probably not ideal for you. But when I come up onto my hands, what I want to make sure is that my shoulders are over my wrist, so everything is nice and square. We're going to go for 30 seconds of planking in 3, 2, 1. So come up into the plank that works for you. So here, your gaze should be right between your hands or between your elbows. Spine is straight. Flex those quads. Keep a nice solid plank. Try not to let your back dip. We're really close, 10 seconds. For 3, 2, and 1. Drop your knees. Shake it out if you need to. We're going to do that one more time. So we're going to come up into a plank in 3, 2, 1. So come up into your plank, nice and solid. Really try to hold it. And then we start to shake. That's okay. It's okay to shake a little. Shows you're trying. So hold it here. Make sure you breathe. We only have 5 seconds. So 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Whew. So we're going to flip back over to our back. We have one more crunch, and then we're going to cool down, stretch a little bit. So make your way to your back. So we have a knee to forehead crunch. So we are going to do a minute. Try not to pull on your head. So starting position is feet are up in the air, knees are together. We're going to start in 3, 2, 1. So crunch finger, tailbone off the floor, shoulder blades off the floor, back to neutral. Slow and controlled. So here you're really, the only thing that should be touching when you bring your knees toward your head is the middle of your spine. So I'm really lifting my tailbone and my shoulder blades off the floor. We're a little over halfway. Let's do 5 together. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice work, everybody. We did it. So that completes our workout for today. We're going to do some stretching here. We're going to start on the floor, but then we're going to stand because I want to stretch out our quads since we did probably over 100 squats probably. So I'm going to start here with my feet together. I call this a butterfly squat, a butterfly stretch. So make sure you sit up nice and tall, roll your shoulder blades back. You can let your knees fall to the side. Again, depending on how flexible you are, you're either going to be able to pull your heels in, or your feet might be more so out here. So whatever is comfortable for you. Again, it's just a stretch. So I'm going to grab my toes, and then I'm going to use my arms to pull myself down. So here, you should feel a stretch through your hips and your lower back. So here, try not to round through your back, so I'm not folding forward like this and rounding. I'm keeping my chest flat and open, and then I fold forward. Okay, so hold it here for a few more seconds. And then we're going to come out of this. We're going to go one leg straight, and then the opposite leg we're going to bring over. And then I'm going to grab my knee and pull it in toward my body. So if you can, pick up your leg and pull your knee into your body. That's great. If maybe you don't have that flexibility, you're probably just grabbing your knee and pulling it toward your chest. So again, whatever works for you. So we'll hold it here for a few seconds, and then we're going to switch to the other side. Actually, before we switch, we're going to twist. So from here, I'm going to set my foot back down, and then I'm going to use my opposite arm to put over my leg or my knee and twist and look behind me. So this hand's going to come behind me, and I'm going to use my gaze to look over my shoulder, and you should feel a pretty good twist in the lower spine. Make sure you remember to breathe. Take a couple deep breaths whenever we're doing each stretching movement. And then we're going to come out of that. So opposite leg is straight, and bend the other leg. Again, we're either going to pull our knee up and bring it close to our chest, or maybe you're just pulling your knee in to your chest. We're going to hold it here a few more seconds. Go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So again, I'm going to take my opposite arm, put it over my knee, take this hand behind me, and twist and look over my shoulder. Couple deep breaths here. And back to neutral. So before we stand up, I'm going to bring both of my legs straight, and I'm going to reach for my toes. Can't reach your toes, it's fine. Reach for your ankles, reach for your shins. We're just trying to lengthen through the back of the body. Try to keep your back straight if you can. So fold a little bit deeper if you can. We're going to hold it here as deep as you can for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, we're going to make our way up. We're going to do a quad stretch. So you may need a wall or a chair for balance. You may not. But so like the best way to stretch our quad is a standing quad stretch. So I'm going to use the wall for balance. I'm going to grab the top of my foot and bring it back like this. So I always tell people whenever I'm doing a quad stretch, I see people doing this. That's not going to do anything. So you want to bring your quads parallel to one another. Stand up nice and straight. Push your hips forward. So then you're going to feel a stretch down the front of the leg and the quad. So if you could pull your heel toward your butt, that is ideal. Stand up nice and tall. So we're going to do this on each side a couple times. So here we're going to shake that leg out. We're going to go to the other side. So again, grabbing the top of the foot, bringing the quad parallel to the other one, stand up nice and tall. Hold it here for about 20 seconds. For 3, 2, and 1. We're going to do this one more time on each side. So grab the opposite leg or foot, bring the quad back, stand up nice and tall, push the hips forward. For 3, 2, and 1. So opposite side, one more time. Top of the foot, bring it back. 3, 2, and 1. All right, so that concludes our workout and warm up for the day. I'm going to unmute everyone and stop recording. Thank you for coming.